Hey, hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. You know the vibes. The thing I love is crumbling. Magic the Gathering's release of that stupid $1,000 30-year anniversary thing. It's taking a knife to the chest. It's horrible. And then between that, and then just yesterday, in the other community I've been a part of for years, Smash Brothers, apparently there's like some greed and some turmoil between Nintendo and one of the biggest companies, Panda Global. But you know what? Master Duel's doing all right. You know, actually, okay, it's doing all right in the fact that there is no controversy. The only controversy is how bad was the Anti-Spell Festival. And in my opinion, I didn't finish it. I couldn't do it. So many trap decks. I actually got blown out by a Mirror Force after I gave it an A, like 2 days later. I shit you not. It wasn't like even one of like the 50 Mirror Forces that I saw. It was just plain Jane, regular old Mirror Force. I was like, shit, this card is legendary. It not only spawned like 50 other variations, it's still just fuck you up today. Let's get into some comments here. The most talked about thing in the comments this time was Mushroom Man number 2 out of left field. I thought that was just going to be a passing by quick F and we just never talk about it again. Oh, how wrong I was. Wow. Apparently it's being used in the best deck in the OCG right now. You know, if that's not a testament to how absurd Yu-Gi-Oh is, I don't know what is. I really don't. The card from 2002 is being used in the best deck currently in the format. Or in a format. You know, that's kind of the thing that drew me to the modern format in Magic is, wow, the card pool is so insane. And that's how I ended up building, you know, like my Defender deck and stuff like that, where I had so many tools to try to figure out something and theory craft my own deck. I mean, hell, if we're going back to fucking Mushroom Man number 2, like there is some insane brewers out there, and I'm sure there's like things that nobody has found yet. Even in the age of the internet where information is passed so frequently, things will still get missed, you know, and nothing is truly safe. And when you have such a wide card pool like Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what, it's a brewer's paradise. Another one of note here is Witch of the Black Forest and Sengen. Give them a good grade. This comment here says they're staples until 2010. That's like 8 years. 8 years of meta viability. Pretty insane. And so I even said, you know, I'm gonna have to give every monster a Witch Sengen curve, right? If it's searchable through those 2 cards, it automatically gets bumped up. It's just plain and simple. Another one I saw a lot of was the Catapult Turtle and the other one, I forgot what his name was, but the ones that tribute something to fling a creature, I guess it was just deal 500 or something like that. Those were not once per turn, so you could just FTK with them with a combo. I did not see that, and that makes them absurd. Well, that's good to know. It said magical scientist. I'll have to keep an eye out for magical scientist then. Oh, and another thing some people mentioned was the clowns. The clowns, I gave them a pretty average grade, and a couple people said that's kind of where they should be, but I guess it was like a rogue option in a couple decks to just kind of play around and manipulate those clowns, which I find really cool. And finally, we have to talk about Launcher Spider. They made another version of it, and I'm in love with the fact that they took the flavor text of firing randomly and actually incorporated it into the effects text of the newest card. Perfect. I actually have 3 of the first editions from Metal Raiders coming. But yeah, I have to have a playset of those in my collection somewhere. All right, let's hop on in to the first one. Tournament Pack 1. I think I've reviewed Kutaga Alpha, but wow, that's the easiest F to start out with. All right, here we got Cockroach Knight. When this card is sent to the graveyard, it is returned to the top of the deck. Interesting effect, actually. I feel like this is going to be one where I'll give a very low grade, and then someone will correct me and say, this was actually used in like some sort of deck. Return to the top of the deck. Do you want to top deck this every turn? Well, probably not, actually. It's not really card advantage, and it's actually just stacking your deck with just something that's not very good. Yeah, I'm sure there's a loop with this card or something. So I'm gonna give it a D. Slightly cop out. I mean, it's like stats are just a pure F, but alongside with that that sword card that some people were talking about in the comments too. I didn't mention that in like the comments part. When this sword goes to the graveyard, it always goes back to the top of the deck. So you will never deck out. And I guess there were some loops with that too. So technically this also does that. If you were to maybe discard the hand size at the end of your turn, if you had a full grip, of course you could always just play this in defense position, and unless they're playing burn, they can't really get over you. So I'm actually not going to give this an F. I want to give this a D. Might be able to end the game with deck out Cyber Soldier of Dark World. Critical soldier that can't stop attacking until all life readings have been extinguished from its sensors. Wow. This card is not treated as a cyber card. Okay. I'm not judging the stats. I'm just looking at the art. Really trying to decipher. Are those eyeballs on its, like, inside its claws? Or is that just where, like, a laser would come out? Because it kind of just looks like an eyeball right in the middle. Very cool looking. Very cool looking. Yeah, the eyeball thing, I can't tell. I really can't. Yeah. Okay, we'll just give it an F though. Wodan, the resident of the forest. Oh, are you with which? Increase this card's attack by 100 points for every plant type monster that is face up on the field. Okay, so even with a max of... Oh, he's a warrior. He doesn't even count himself. Oh, bro, you're clearly a plant. You're not a warrior. Come on. Like, there's thorns around him. Yeah, this is just gonna be an F. There's a tree coming out of your head and you're telling me you're not a plant. Come on. Come on. The Judgment Hand. F. Yo, Heracross, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I had to put on the bug shirt for today. It's got a dangerous horn. Hercules beetle. Oh, well. Oh, it's a tribute. Yeah, F for you. Shining Friendship. You look like the petite line, Mr. Friendship, the peacemaker amongst monsters. Aw, sorry about those stats, though. Oh, he's cute, too. A strange warrior from another dimension. The most, like, vague flavor text. Ascilo hero? I hope they make an archetype around him. I want more of him. He's cute. It's a big ol' F for you, though. Okay, is this different art for the same card I reviewed? Oh, it's been a while ago. I know I've reviewed a Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress before. I don't remember if it was number 1 or number 3, but the art seems different. Generating tornadoes, but the flavor text seems the same. It doesn't matter. You get an F. It's the WoW warrior. These names too. Oh, that's evolution at its finest. This fish just got fucking legs and an arm. Wait, that's just the flavor text. A fish with arms, legs, and some very sharp teeth. Only some. Not a lot. Oh, you're too goofy looking. That's the second 2050 attack as well. All right, WoW warrior, you get enough. Cordoring shark, a zombie shark that can deliver a lethal curse with a spell. Oh, that's brutal. Holy shit. Look at him. Someone did mention I am seeing the OCG art because Soul Release didn't have a dress on. And I looked up the Soul Release, the dress version. And I kind of agreed with him. I think I liked the Soul Release with the white wedding dress on a little bit more. But then we miss out on stuff like this because I guarantee this was not released in America. It is too scary for our little eyes. Yeah, it's an F, but that is brutal. This one looks familiar too. And it's not, I don't know if it's because I reviewed it already or because I just know what this is. It's the Moe face, the Moe emoji. Bring back calling it emoticons. F for you, Mr. Statues. Oh shit, it's the Bean Soldier. It's the Goya Uprising. They're fighting back. They're tired. All right, Bean Soldier. F for you. You are just not big enough. But Giant Flea might be big enough. Let's see. A massive flea that feeds on the blood of his enemies. It's just a big flea. We went from a bean with a sword to just a flea that's kind of big. Oh, sorry, massive. It's massive. But no, it's not. No, it's not. You're an F. Oh, wait, he looks like the other guy. A Watt Kid? Aw. Bro, these things are so cute looking. Holy shit. Sorry, Watt Kid. You're gonna get an F. Bersago the Destroyer. You can substitute this card for any one fusion material monster. When you do this, the other fusion material monster must be the correct ones. Okay, so you can't use 2 of them to make something. That'd be a bit cheating. So this is clearly one that is unplayable right now. But obviously, I mean, from the card text that's on here, I can only assume as fusion monsters get better, he gets better. So current format Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm going to give him an F. For future potential, oh, would I give him a C or a B? I'm going to give him F for right now, B for future potential. I think this thing could just be anything, any monster that you need. As different fusion things come out, he'll always be relevant. Always be relevant. From now and on into the future. Beast King of the Swamps. The same thing. Oh, so you could use Beast King of the Swamps. Oh no, you can't use both of them. So you can't just fully cheat something out. I don't think. Yeah, it must be the correct ones. Okay. So same deal. F for you for now. Why would they make 2 of these then? What would be the point? Like, don't you only need 1 of these effects if you can only use 1 of these per fusion? Unless you just want the redundancy to, like, hopefully you have it in your hand with poly. Actually makes sense. Yeah, same grade. F now, B later. Goddess with a 3rd eye? Okay. So it's a cycle, obviously. And I guess there's 1 for each type. So she's light. The other one was earth, I think? And then, so I assume there's probably going to be 2 more after this. Yeah, same grade for you. Just kidding. It's Tiger Axe. Honestly, this is way cooler than fusion substitute materials. It's a fucking tiger with an axe. A fast and powerful axe-wielding beast warrior. Yeah, this is just way better. But you're gonna get an F. Gust Fan. When monster equipped with this card increases the attack by 400? No, okay, so this is finishing that kind of cycle thing. Yeah, we're not doing this. We're gonna give you an F. Burning Sphere, the one for the fires, also will get an F. Rai Mei. Decrease your opponent's life points by 300. Now this becomes a little interesting. The wording on this. So inflicting damage is different than loss of life. And that's what this is doing. They're losing life. Wait, Wabaku only protects from... Would this get around Wabaku? No. Okay, now I'm thinking about this one a little too much, I think. Because I don't think the card's playable. But the wording on it is making me want to, like... I don't want to... The whole thinking thing's overrated. So, okay, there's like a scenario where... Maybe there's not a scenario where... Or maybe this was worded the same. Maybe it said decrease on the other cards. Maybe I'm misremembering it. But it's at the end of the day, it's only 300. You're going to get an F from me. Blue Medicine. Did I review this one? It looks horrible. In fact, I think there was one. Wait, wasn't it Red Medicine? Guess there's no mana in Yugioh, so they just made it another life point gain card. So you get an F. Steel Shell. This equip spell, but for the waters. Cute. I like the design choice. Put on a spiky shell. Though actually. No, I don't like that. Because you would think a shell would increase your defense. So, actually, you get like an F-. I don't like the flavor, and I don't like the card. Elf's Light. Yo, what is this art? Okay, I want to go back for a second. Steel Shell. It's just a turtle shell with spikes with like a lava background. Is that like a Bowser reference? Is this a Bowser's Castle kind of like, hey, get it? Do you get it? And then for the light... You have this, like, art piece for, like, the same type of card. I feel like this is, like, something that could be, like, in a museum or something. But Elf's Light will get an F. Next, we got White Hole. Oh, that's funny. When your opponent activates Dark Hole, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by that Dark Hole's effect. They said Dark Hole is a problem even at 1. Here is your answer. Though maybe this was an excuse to, like, okay, we'll put Dark Hole to 3. But you just play White Hole if you're having problems with it. If you don't like this card, just play a card that only specifically counters 1 card. No, I hate this. I hate it so much. And it's like you can't even use your own Dark Hole, right? Like set this trap, use your own. It's like when your opponent activates it. You do a little better than that. We're going to give you an F. Patrol Robo. During your standby phase, you can look at 1 face down card that's been set by your opponent as long as this card remains face up on the field. Oh. It's just a little too slow. I like the effects. It's just like some of these effect monsters that have these like little bonuses just really have the most abysmal stats. A world where this was on an 1800 monster, it would feel so much better. But yeah, this one's just gonna get an F from me. I think the effect's cute though. I do. Oh no, they got a little bugs out here tonight. Okay, so the Kuwataga Alpha and the Hercules Beetle, 2 based cards, come together to make, wow, horribly statted fusion. Quagar Hercules. Cool looking card though. But you get an F, obviously. Axe Raider. An axe-wielding monster of tremendous strength and agility. I mean, this is 1700. That's just not enough at this point. I'm trying to see where his head starts. Like, the whole body makes sense, but like, is his head just really small? Is that his helmet is weirding me out. I can't tell. My eyes are not comprehending this image. Yeah, we're gonna give you an F and move on because it's hurting me. It's hurting me. And last one here is Mechanical Chaser. A hunter that relentlessly pursues its target by order of the Machine King. Oh, I thought this was a tribute. They put this in the tournament pack. So like, I guess this is just better than La Jin and 7-colored fish. Huh. Well, that just power crept them instantly. Though it does not power creep Jirai Gumo and Dark Elf. So those are still bigger. So if those two cards are the ones that are the more meta things now, opposed to this one, I suppose it doesn't matter that much that that this 1850s here and it already power corrupted Legend and all that. That's only if like Legend and 7-colored fish are like out of the meta, they're gone. As of that printing. But if not, then yeah, I mean, if the 1800 normal summons were still the best, this is the new standard. So this gets an A. Wow. Okay, so I'm looking through the commons bottom to top in Magic Ruler because that's where I'm jumping into it now. Tournament pack's over. Like the first 20 cards from the bottom were all in Legends of Blue Eyes, I think. They were in like the first couple batches of cards I reviewed, so maybe all of those weren't Legends of Blue Eyes and it was just like cards injected randomly, but they wanted to like officially put them in here, or they were just doing pack filler. I'm not sure. But this is the first new one I noticed. Mystic Plasma Zone. Increase the attack of all dark monsters by 500 and decrease their defense by 400. So I was high, like in the first couple cards I reviewed, on the field spells that increased by 200. And I was told, hey, listen, they're not that good. But then we came across Yami, and I did hear from a couple people that, you know, Yami wasn't as bad. And I know specifically someone said, in sealed, they're also not that bad. So like, let's say you're in a sealed environment, Mystic Plasma Zone, if there's a ton of dark monsters in the set, and you're somehow cobbling together a draft format of of this old Yu-Gi-Oh set, maybe you just make a dark deck and kind of coast on this for a while, as opposed to like in relations to like tournament viability. I think at this point with the cards that I've seen, I don't think you're dirtling around with field spells that boost your guys a little bit. Though it might not be like the worst maybe budget option or something. I mean, you turn your freaking Sangan into a beater at that point, you know? Can really bust over a lot of things that way. Make your Summon Skull beat over Blue Eyes, or not beat over, at least trade, right? But if dark monsters are like pretty prevalent too, this is probably the best one of the bunch. I'm feeling it. All right, C- for Mystic Plasma Zone. I want to give it a little juice. I want to give it a little wiggle room here. Kotodama. If there are face-up monsters with the same name on the field, destroy those monsters. If a monster is summoned or flipped face up that has the same name as a monster that is already face up on the field, the new face up monster is destroyed. If they are summoned or flipped up at the same time, they are all destroyed. Okay. What is going on in that art? Is he cursed? She cursed? That is almost scary in a way. Okay, I want to look up, if this text got errated, because the parentheses there is making me think something changed with this thing, that they had to specifically say, hey, this is what you do. So let me check that real quick. As long as this card remains face up on the field, monsters of the same name cannot exist on the field at the same time. Face down cards not included. If a card of the same name is summoned in a later turn, that card is destroyed. If two cards of the same name are played at the same time, both cards are destroyed. Okay, so actually not as bad. Not as bad as I thought. They cannot exist is the funniest line of text. Damn, so like what actually do I give this? How often are two of the same card on the field? Two of the same monsters? Not often. I guess my only problem with this thing is, if you want to get it out and have its effect, you know, be working, you have to play in attack position to start out. You know, if your opponent has the board set up where they have 3 of their legends out, and, you know, you kind of have to play this and take the hit, you know? So I'm going to give Kotodama a C anyway. I feel like this is such a powerful line of text, and like the stopgap on it could be insane. It feels probably a little clunky in a lot of scenarios, but when the time comes for this to shine, I feel like it will shine bright. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a C. Sonic Bird. Yo, they just put a jetpack on the eagle. And this card is normal or flip summoned. Add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Oh, so we get rituals in this set. That's really interesting. Sonic Bird. Damn, you just have to normal them and you get a ritual spell? Get your card back. Well, you know what? I don't know how good rituals are, but from the mere fact that this is a ritual fetch, it's 3 extra copies of your ritual spell at the cost of your normal summon. I'm gonna give this a B. I mean, you know, you need to find it somehow, and if you're playing a ritual deck, you know, you don't want to be bricked on a bunch of crap that you can't use, so yeah, B for Sonic Bird. Ceremonial Bell. It's a 0-1850. Wall of Illusion, we found your match. Both players must keep their hands revealed. Interesting. Interesting. I wish this was one-sided. Yeah, this doesn't do anything, and I don't like it. But it's funny. It's a bell, so you get a... I mean, it just really is just a goddamn bell. Yeah, but F for you. All right, we had a Bean Soldier, but wait till you see Boar Soldier. Ooh, 2k attack. If this card is normal summoned, destroy this card. If your opponent controls 1 or more monsters, decrease the attack of this card by 1,000. So if your opponent is playing the game, this is not playable, and it cannot be normaled. So you have to do some Monster Reborn shenanigans or Last Will. No, I don't think you can even Last Will this, because I think Last Will's 1,500 attack or less. Oh, geez. How do you special this? I don't think you can Ultimate Offering this, right? Because I think those are additional normal summons that you pay for, not special summon from your hands. It is 2k attack. Controls 1 or more monsters, though. So you have to have specifically their board empty, and you find a way to special summon this, and then you can end the game. It seems like a lot of work for like not a lot of payoff. Still could be abused somehow, though. That's why I'm not gonna, there's no way I'm giving this an F. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a D, though. There's probably some way to abuse this. Maybe not now, and then having kind of a free 2k attack, you know, maybe there's like some sort of combo to like get over the finish line with something like this. Yeah, I'll do D for Boar Soldier. Spear Cretin. Oh shit. And this card is sent to the graveyard after being flipped. Each player selects 1 monster from the graveyard. Special summons it in attack or defense. Okay, so they specifically have to kill this, and then they get their best monster back for free? No, I don't like this. You've put a bad card in your deck. You have to hope to have set up your graveyard perfectly. Now, this gives your opponent way too much. It gives them way too much. Maybe there's like some sort of combo you can do with this. But like even the condition is, you know, flipped after assumingly dying in battle, which means your opponent gets their creature and gets to use it first because they've probably run over, you know, your thing. So they get their creature back and first crack. Yeah, we're not doing this. We're giving you an F. Is that what makes a zebra dark? You just stick a horn and like couple little wings on top. If this is the only monster card in your control during your standby phase, it is changed to defense position. You cannot change the position of this card during the same turn. See, it's a conditional 1800, and I just saw an unconditional 1850. So you're getting an F. Flash Assailant. Decrease the attack and defense of this card by 400 points for each card in your hand. Rewards you for madness, huh? See, I like this one better than the one that said increase by 400 for each card in your hand, because assumedly you want to play your cards. And this is an insane top deck. Like, you rip this is probably the best normal summon in your deck, aside from maybe Dry Gumo? Yeah, I'm actually down for this one. Flash Assailant. What's the worst case? Worst case is like it's your only normal summon in your opening hand. That would feel kind of bad. But I mean, if you're beaten down, I'm gonna give Flash Assailant a C+. Probably in spots where it's bad, it's gonna feel really bad. But later into the game, or maybe like a lot of traps and a lot of spells, having something like this is pretty good. Like, think of the burn deck. If they would just want to set a bunch of spells and then they just have an unconditional 2k out, you know, right off the bat. Yeah, I'm going to say C+ for Flash Assailant. Decent. Oh, the first ritual. Rab Turtle. This monster can only be ritual summoned with the ritual spell card, Turtle Oath. You must also offer monsters whose total level stars equal 8 or more as tribute from the field or your hand. Wow, that's a lot. Crab Turtle. Ooh. Does the turtle oath do something? If not, this is a lot of conditions for something that's not good, because you have to tribute a bunch of monsters. I mean, it is a special summon, right? Or a ritual summon. I guess that's not a special summon, but it doesn't take up your normal summon is what I mean. So technically, I mean, if you were to try to flood the board, you could get this out maybe turn 1 and also normal something else. My instinct is telling me not playable off the gate. Well, I guess if you did have to take up your normal summon, it would be for that eagle with the jetpack to try to get your turtle oath. Because I guess it's the same kind of situation as fusions, where you have to have the ritual spell card and the correct number of monsters to even begin to get this thing out. So you're already like down so many cards. Yeah, it's giving me fusion vibes. Yeah, F for crab turtle, I think I'm gonna go with. Oh, I've seen this one. I lurk the Yugioh anonymous Twitter page. That's all I do on Twitter is lurk. And they're always talking about Hungry Burger every time. And I see this card everywhere. And I assume because it's comically bad, and also because it's a fucking hamburger with teeth. Oh, it's too funny. Is that the Japanese flag holding, you know, like the pick they put into sandwiches? Is that what that is? I gotta check. Maybe I gotta check other art. I wonder if the English censored the Japanese flag, and that would be funny. Oh no, they didn't. Maybe that's not the Japanese flag. It's a burger. It looks like a pretty bland burger. I'm not gonna lie. So what do we got here? 2 layers of lettuce. That seems a little overkill for lettuce. That tomato slice, very thick. And the patty looks overdone. Maybe it's just the lighting, but I like my burger medium. Maybe like leaning towards medium rare. There's no condiments. There's no sauce on that. No onion. I'm a big fan of onion on a burger. Any kind even. It could be caramelized. It could be raw. I think the only thing I can really compliment here, the bun. I think the bun looks high quality. Yeah, so overall, I'm not a fan of this recipe. I know it literally has to be summoned with hamburger recipe. I don't think I'll be doing that. I'm going to be using my own recipe, and I'm going to be giving this an F. Performance of sword. Cool art. Damn. Is that a tail? I can't tell. The background's very trippy too. I think they're going for that like motion effect kind of thing. Can only be ritual summoned with a ritual card, and you must offer levels. Okay. So like these seem like bad fusions, unless the ritual spells themselves have some sort of additional effects tacked onto them. I don't like them. So until I get to the ritual spells, these are going to be Fs until further notice. So sorry, performance of the sword. Okay, here they are, or here's one of them at least. This one's for crab turtle. And it does nothing. It just allows you to summon the crab turtle. Yeah, we're gonna stick with Fs for those then. How do you pronounce this one? Etgaboon? Eat Gaboon. Like, I wanted to just say Eat Gaboon, but it's like one word, so Etgaboon. The attack of a monster summoned by your opponent, excluding special summon, is 500 points or less. The monster is destroyed. What is this snipe? Like the one girl that like ends the battle phase? That's the last 0 I can remember. I mean, the freaking bell. I was playing the bell though. Oh, the Kodagon, I think his name was. The one that destroys monsters of the same name. I would assume since this is like a trap card, it would stop its summon, so like its effect wouldn't be able to go off if that was a thing. Very niche. Excluding special summon actually ruins this for me for like later potential. If you played Master Duel for over 5 minutes, you'd figure out half the game is just special summoning. I'm gonna give this like a D-. I'm struggling to find like a meta or like a creature that is that small that you really need to snipe, but there is like, it's technically a no drawback removal spell in those scenarios. So I think the scenarios are very, very slim, has some utility, so I'm not going to give it a straight F. This looks like a straight up shitpost. House of Adhesive Tape. If the defense of a monster your opponent controls, excluding special summon. Okay, so it's the same one, but for defense. I'll give it the same grade, a D-. But what is even going on here? I need to enhance on this art. I'm like tearing up because I'm focusing so much. Okay, so the chimney also has a face. That's the thing I was very confused about. The house is angry. Assumedly, there is maple syrup on the roof, which is pretty sticky. I'd call that an adhesive. There is a slip and slide coming out of its mouth, but it's actually not a slip and slide. It is a stick and slide. And then there are blue men. They just can't leave. They're like flies. Actually, it does look like the fly traps you would put in your house, like the strips. Someone's being tortured actually inside of the house. There is so much to unpack here. The lore looks very, very deep, but that is not going to change the grade. We're going to give you a D. Okay, here's the recipe to make hamburgers. Okay, so this is the chef behind this horrible recipe. Okay, and look at what is on the art. Tomatoes and lettuce. He has no other ingredients. Tomatoes, lettuce, in a frying pan. You call yourself a chef? Fucking donkey. Get out of here. Commencement a dance. Here's that ritual spell for the performance of the sword. Yeah, these are not playable. You get enough. Magical labyrinth. Equip only to labyrinth wall. You contribute the equipped monster. Special summon wall shadow from your deck. Okay, so I stumbled upon some sort of combo that I don't know anything about. So I literally just can't even grade this. I'll come back to this. I'll come back. Okay, so here's the payoff. Wall shadow. 3k defense. Okay, yeah, so you can't normal him. You have to use the labyrinth trick. Wow, that's actually a lot. But like now we already kind of have context that you need another card, this equip spell. It's a 2-card combo. It is a summon from deck. 2-card combo summon from deck for 3k defense. Maybe not the worst. I'm still gonna put off the grade until I see, what's it called? Labyrinth wall. I'll come back to that in a sec. Oh, it's just right down the list. Okay, so here's Labyrinth Wall. It's a tribute. So you have to tribute for Labyrinth Wall and then equip something so you can get... So this thing is 0 attack, 3000 defense. And what you're putting this combo in your deck for is for 1600 attack. So I was impressed by the 3k defense. But if you already have this out, just use this. There's no reason to do this whole Labyrinth weird combo thing. Unless this... Yeah, this does nothing but summon the shadow from the deck. So just play this one. Wow, that's big though, right? 3k defense? This thing walls blue eyes for 1 tribute. If you're playing a wall up strategy, like quite literally wall up strategy, I think this is just goated, right? Yeah, screw the other shadow equipment spell combo thing. Just, yeah, slap this down. You're chilling. They have to deal with it somehow. Yeah, I'm gonna give B for a labyrinth wall. Imagine putting this over your like Sengen, and then boom, you just like they can attack over you, and you're fetching a card from your deck. Yeah, B for labyrinth wall. That thing's huge. Psychic Kappa. Did I review? I think I reviewed this one already. This is like such an F though. See, we went from labyrinth wall. 3k defense, huge number. And now we have Octoberzer with just like nothing to offer for a full tribute. F for you, bud. Here we have Chain Energy Continuous. Each player must pay 500 life per card to normal summon, special summon, set, or activate cards. Where's the freaking the SpongeBob list where it's like breathing, standing, the tax list? Wow, 500 points for everything, even setting cards. I thought at first like setting the trap cost 500 and then flipping the trap is another. No, that would be even more insane. We went from bad burn spells to like, okay, burn spells are getting a little better, to this where it's just like, just die. This thing is cracked. Actually, this thing is cracked. Yeah, this is the best burn spell I've seen. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one a B. Might be a B+. This thing's strong. It's double-sided, but you're in a better position, you know, to capitalize on the life loss than your opponent will be, presumably. You know, even on the first turn, right? If you're playing the burn deck and you have a ton of things to set, like you're setting your Just Desserts and your Hitomos or whatever, you set all of those first, play your normal summon, and then just play this. You've fully skirted the chain energy tax. Meanwhile, your opponent has to deal with the full brunt of it. So over the course of a game, even if you went second, this would still accrue a ton of value. Yeah, B+ for chain energy. Sick card. Reliable Guardian. Combat Trick for defense. It's a quick play spell. Is this the first quick play? I talked about them before. Wait, was that the first continuous spell? Or wait, was it all continuous traps? I mean, it's gonna be reliably the worst card in your deck, so you're gonna get an F. A Chorus of Sanctuary, a field spell that increases the defense of all defense position monsters by 500. Holy shit. Labyrinth Wall is a 3,500 with this out. This just feels like it does not do anything. Like if you're playing a wall deck, you know, I would assume your walls are just already big enough to kind of deal with what you got. I'll give it an F+. It has a small sliver of hope. There's like the little redeeming factor, as opposed to the other one, which is like a one-time get 700. That's just, don't play that. Final Destiny. Discard 5 cards from your hand. Destroy everything. Get rid of it all. I was going to say, well, why doesn't it say discard your hand to do it? Because that would just be broken. That would be disgusting. First of all, you'll probably, by the time you want to use this, you're not going to have 5 cards in your hand. I mean, I guess there's a world where like it's just nonstop walling up. You can't end the game. Your opponent can't end the game. You're drawing a ton of cards, and you kind of have to like break the stalemate somehow. And this is how you do it. No, I'm gonna give this an F. I would love to be proven wrong though. Upstart Goblin. Draw a card. Your opponent gains 100 life points. It's a cantrip. What else do you need? So stuff like this, pretty interesting to grade. So things like spells matter and wanting to have your deck like very thin because you're doing like a combo or something like that. All very important for a card like this, especially in a game like Yu-Gi-Oh, where your resources are just your cards. In Magic, just having 1 mana draw a card is not enough. You need Opt, where you're scrying 1, or Preordain, where you're scrying 2 then drawing, which is just looking at the top 2. And then you can put them back in any order and then draw a card. In fact, the only time Magic the Gathering would play the equivalent of just a draw a card, Gitaxian Probe. And that's because it didn't even cost mana. It cost 2 life. So you would just pay 2 life, look at your opponent's hand, and draw a card for no resources. That unsurprisingly was pretty broken. Phyrexian mana. Wow. So I kind of defined A's as meta-defining. I would not call this card meta-defining. It's filler at the end of the day. But it's like still really good. If you're not playing the burn deck and you don't care about that 1,000 life points, like, who cares? It's 1,000 life points. I'm giving Upstart Goblin a B. It's probably just like a B+, but like, it's just always going to be good. And like, the more decks that come out want you to be, you know, cycling through spells or like playing cards or like doing anything, you know, any combo decks that come out, you're just gonna play this. At the very least, you start with 37 card deck. So, I mean, I kind of want to give it an A. I think it's an A card, but like it's not going to like define the decks of the time. You know what I mean? So B for Upstart Goblin. Here's just a fucking jacked bird, like a jacked fucking chicken. Attacks from the skies with a whip-like tail. Yeah, those stats are not good though. So you're an F. Liquid Beast. Oh shit. A liquid life form that thrives on water? Really, really bad stats. I'm trying to figure out this art too, and it's confusing me. So I'm going next. I'm going next on this one. Okay. This might be the most metal name of a card I have ever read. Giant turtle who feeds on flames. Tell me that's not like the most fucking insane name of a card you've ever heard. That said, wow, it's not playable. Like, wow, it's not playable. F for you. F for you. Oh my god, it's like a fever dream. It's not how snails work, man. You know, their mouth isn't on the shell, and they don't have knives for arms. Come on, Konami. What are you doing? That's just silly. Cyborg snail that still travels at a slow pace. Okay, I'm glad it's still just really freaking sluggish. Oh wow, just so weird looking, but yeah, you're gonna get enough. Oh, he looks like the interactive buddy, like that old that old Flash game. It wasn't on like mini clip, I don't think. Weather report, cool name. Flip, destroy all of your opponent's face up Swords of Revealing Light on the field. If Swords of Revealing Light is destroyed, you can perform your battle phase twice this turn. Holy shit. Or on your next turn. Damn, it even like gives you a little protection on there too. This above text is unofficial and describes the card's functionality in the OCG. All right, we're gonna have to do some investigative journalism. And by that I mean Google. Okay. Flip. Destroys all opponents face-up Swords of Revealing Light on the field. If Swords of Revealing Light is destroyed, you can perform your battle phase twice this turn for your next turn. Oh, I mean, it kind of just says the same thing. I guess they like cut back on some of like the weird fluff of it, where it's like destroy all of your opponents face-up. You know what I mean? They just said flip all. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of rules thing I'm missing with like the wording. Yu-Gi-Oh is so freaking weird with that. So from what I've read in the comments, Swords of Revealing Light is like one of the best hits to get off of like trap and spell trap removals. So this one's specifically hosing it and also giving you a bonus of another battle phase is kind of insane. I'm giving this I'm gonna give this a sideboard C. I think if your opponent is playing swords and they're playing a deck that's trying to abuse it, like maybe like an Exodia strategy, you bring this out of the sideboard and you will blow them the hell out. Like, yeah, I like C for Weather Report. Griggle. What am I looking at? Good lord. When the control of this face-up card on the field shifts to your opponent, increase your life points by 3,000. He doesn't do it himself. He doesn't like switch monsters or anything like that. You have to use another card to do this. So this effect can only be used once as long as this card remains face up. So you can't just like swap for infinite life points. That's what they're trying to, you know, stop with that. I understand. I'm sorry, Griggle. You don't look very good. You're gonna get an F. Here we got Minar. When this card is discarded directly from your hand to the graveyard by an effect of a card controlled by your opponent, do 1k. Okay. I haven't seen many discard effects, if at all. So I don't see the point of Minar. Like, I haven't seen any like mind rot, I don't think. But even if there was a lot of them, I would not be playing this. So yeah, F for Minar. Fire Kraken. It's just a squid on fire. Yeah, F for you. Guardian of the Throne Room. Is this the one that's guarding that one fusion monster? Probably not. They probably did not think that far through. A robot guard built to protect throne rooms with homing missiles. Shit. I really like the diversity of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where like it's like a pig with a sword or an axe. And then you just have robots with missiles. Just in the same like common slot. You know, where are we? We're in Magic Ruler? Is this like a theme? Are we in like a plane? Is there like a story like that for each set? Or do they just kind of release cards like whatever, like we're just gonna release this and like do like a story later or something like that? I'm not sure. But F for Guardian of the Throne Room. It's Peacock. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. I didn't want to look at a peacock. I wanted to see the queen bird. This monster attacks enemies with its huge beak. Very nice. Very cool. Tributes. Not doing that. You're an F. Oh. Electric Snake. So it has that discard effect from the other one, but instead of 1k burn, you draw 2. Now this is a payoff. I like drawing cards. I don't like dealing burn that much, but card advantage is good. It's really good, especially if this had to be discarded anyway. Ooh, yeah. Oh, you know what? There was 2 cards that made your opponent discard, I think. The robber something, and then like it was a magician, not Magician of Faith. I forgot his name. You guys remember, you guys know, you guys are the pros. Actually, yeah. I'm down for like a sideboard C for Electric Snake. If there ever is like a mill discard strategy, like freaking the rack. I got owned by 8 racks so much. Anyway, C for Electric Snake, yeah. It looks like straight out of Ratchet and Clank. Metal Fish. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Oh, hello. Malevolent Nuzzler. Get 700. When it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you may pay 500. Holy shit, is this good equipment? Generic. You may pay 500. It's not like the other one where it's like, oh, this is going to be your top deck for the rest of the game. Sorry. Unless you basically skip your draw step and keep it in your hand, right? Wow, not bad. Is it like meta? Probably not. If I was in sealed, would I play this? Oh yeah, probably would. That's 700 is a lot. 700 is a lot. I'm gonna give Nuzzler a C. Like, this is the first piece of equipment that I'm not like physically repulsed by when I saw it. Maybe I overshot this one a little bit. Maybe it's still like a D, maybe not really playable. It looks solid. It looks solid. Here's the Horn of Light. Increase the defense. Okay. I already want to stop reading. If the monster equipped by this card by 800 points. Okay. I mean, 800 is not bad either. Oh, imagine this on a Wall of Illusion. Oh, I would just die if I saw that on the field. It's like you have your summon skull out, and it's just like, wow. I can't even like have my summon skull bounce back to my hand to get rid of this thing. I just have to cope. I just have to seethe and just find a removal spell or something. Still, defense makes me not like very happy. There's already an abundance of defense cards. Just play the Labyrinth Wall if you want a same kind of card advantage. Still though, if you're in a defensive deck and maybe there's some effect monsters down the line with like better defensive, you know, like better tools that you can use on defense while they're just like sitting up on the field. So I'll give this one a D, but like it's a D that's in hope of something a little more better down the line. Okay, last common, Penguin Knight. When this card is sent directly from your deck to the graveyard by an effect of a card controlled by your opponent, unite your graveyard cards, end your own deck, shuffle them, and form a new deck. Okay, I think I need to take a break. I'm going to review this last one, but my mind is not. I'm at that point where I need to come back tomorrow to finish the rest of the cards because my mind is not fully. I'm reading the text and it's not comprehending correctly. Unite your graveyard cards, end your own deck. You don't get to like choose like what cards go back into your deck, right? Is that what that's saying? Like you get to pick what cards to put from your graveyard back in? I'm lost. I'm just a little bit lost. I need to check if this was errata or something. It looks like there was one errata in 2004. It's the same wording. I'm just gonna have to. I don't really like to do this, but I have to go to other parts of the internet. Penguin Knight, how does it work? Okay, I went on Reddit and they were all just shitposting. So I will truly never figure out what this meant. So I assume it's probably just, you know, you just shuffle. I like, why wouldn't it say? I know in Magic usually it says like shuffle your graveyard into your deck. Why would you talk about forming a new deck? I think it's just a roundabout way of saying shuffle your graveyard into your deck. Penguin Knight is not playable, I don't think. It just like the effect is just not good, and if you draw it's nothing. It's the worst creature in your deck. So unless there's some sort of like weird infinite loop that you can force your opponent to keep making you discard this, that seems like a pipe dream though. So yeah, F for Penguin Knight. Yeah, I think after this one I'm gonna go get some rest. I'll be back. And back. Whoa, I grew a full beard overnight. So yeah, sorry about the huge delay. Between the holidays, I had a second job, which done with that. Yada yada yada, blah blah blah. It's just a really kind of busy couple months, so I hope you all can forgive me. But I have a New Year's resolution: 1 video a week. I'm gonna stick to it. So this one is going to be a little scuffed. The next two, Magic Roller, is gonna be a little scuffed because I recorded them already, and I don't like releasing something that's like I recorded like a month ago and just like slapping an intro on it or whatever, or an outro. But I also don't really want to re-record. I can't re-record my first impressions, right? I also wanted to release it all as one video, but wow, I had a lot to talk about in the second half, and the video is going to end up being like 3.5 hours, and yeah, I do not feel comfortable releasing something that long. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And look who came. If you made it to the end, you deserve to see her. Oh my god. Dear Mint's first edition Launcher Spider. I want... Something deep inside of me is telling me, just get more. Purchase more. You need them. You don't want them. You need them. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being patient. We got more to come. I'll see you guys next time. Peace, peace.